fading. We gotta go. I'll get my car. I brought mine. Yours. I gotta get me one of those.
Hello, and welcome to my very new show, Space-Tastic Discussions. So as you know, I'm a huge Star Wars fan. Hashtag Justice for Fives. I have done Star Wars discussions with many people, including the person I'm going to bring on. So, hold on a second. Yeah, so Space-Tastic Discussions. This is my new show where I decided to spin off all my Star Wars talk into a brand new show, Space-Tastic Discussions. So this will be very similar to Batman's discussions, only it's going to be about Star Wars. I'll still bring on a different guest for every show, but this will be more Star Wars focused. And if you notice from the title, we'll be doing the Rebel Moon trailer. And I know what you're thinking. But I thought you said this was a Star Wars show. It is. But as you know, Rebel Moon was Zack Snyder's pitch for Star Wars before Lucasfilm denied it. My God, I cannot talk today. So Zack decided to make his own Star Wars on Netflix. So because this is Zack Snyder's version of Star Wars, Rebel Moon will also be included in this show as well. And we got a new trailer that came out today, and I'm very excited to bring this person on. And by the way, stick around till the end because we got a very special surprise right now. Josh Herrera, how are you today, man? Oh my God, great shirts.
It's a new age for the universe, Bat Dad. Let's go. The Rebel Moon hype is here. All aboard. Choo choo. Release the hype engine.
I love your enthusiasm, Josh, and I totally agree. Yeah, Star Wars missed out, but to be honest, I think it will work out for the best that Lucasfilm denied this, rejected this. And let's see who we have in the chat today. We got Sin Havoc. How are you?
What's up?
Socks.
What's
Stick
up?
around till the end, Socks, because if you're still in the chat, I'm sending you a link to come on for the very special surprise that came in last minute. So I do want to explain this delay a little bit because normally I like to start on time, but let's just say this guy had a surprise for me 5 minutes before the show was supposed to start. And I'm like, you know what? Let's play it during this show because why not? So stick around till the end. What up, Zod Rider? If you as well, if you're around towards the end, I'll be sending you a link as well. Grogu, what up, man? Neil Sevens,
Neo 7.
what up, Skywalker? The guy who brought hype for DC again. This guy right here is the creator of the Cell campaign, which we won't talk too much on Space-Tastic discussions, but since this is a Zack Snyder project, we can get into it a little bit.
Shout out, Sky. What's up?
And yes,
All right. Jealous.
let's get
Jealous,
into.
buddy.
So before we get into the Rebel Moon, I do have to do my regular self-promotion. So for those of you who don't know, 2 years ago, I did some filming as an extra for a zombie movie called Are They Dead Yet? So this is basically a kind of a startup studio trying to get noticed, and this was kind of happening in my hometown where I reside. So it was on a Facebook page. Do you want to be an extra for a zombie movie? I'm like, sure, sounds fun. And they called me back for an additional scene, so I'm in 2 scenes in this movie. I'm a human character in a bar for a housewarming party, basically. And then later on, I play a zombie sneaking up on a guy while he's peeing. And I like this. The reason I describe the scene so vividly is because he did a really good job on the makeup. I think it was the director who actually did the makeup for that scene. So you don't even recognize me. So that's why I'm just like, nope, this guy's me right here. So the link to the did I put the link in the didn't put the link in the chat this time, but it's in the description though. So please check out Are They Dead Yet? It's the movie's on Amazon. It's free to watch, and it's about less than an hour. It's less than an hour and 20 minutes. So check it out. This was really fun doing it.
Yes, sir. They're actually at Target right now. These are on sale. So you guys go cop you some Rebel Moon merch on sale for Black Friday.
Yes, definitely. For Black Friday. Just not during Thanksgiving, though, people, because that's time to spend with your families. I don't like how they bleed into Thanksgiving. The only stores that need to be open on Thanksgiving are the stores that are open early for people who need to get some food last minute. That's the only reason that store should be open on Thanksgiving. But for shopping, no, I don't like that. So anyway, I digress. Let's get on to Rebel Moon now. So before we get to the trailer, there are some topics I kind of want to cover with Rebel Moon. So theatrical releases, which oh, thank you, Danger.
Oh, what's up? That's my friend Hayden. Shout out to Hayden.
Oh, he's a friend of yours,
He
Josh?
was actually someone I met at Full Circle. Awesome guy who actually created the Batflick Runs on Duncan campaign. There was some controversy. People were stealing his designs, but he made shirts for AFSP. So shout out to Hayden for doing that. Go follow him on Twitter. Hayden, put your handle on the chat.
Oh, yes, definitely. Please. And since you're a friend of Josh, I've just made you a mod on this channel. So Hot Topic is selling some online right now. And so, Skywalker, since we're on this topic, please confirm for the show. Did you get a ticket for Rebel Moon? Because I gotta know. And by the way, Josh, no problem. This surprise will be worth the wait. I definitely know that. Flash, despite being super fast, is always late. That's Barry Allen for you.
Yes, sir. Austin playing his part.
So, and I have to be honest with you, I'm very disappointed in this for one reason. No Chicago. I thought being in the Chicago area, they'll surely have something in Chicago. But no.
Yeah, I agree with you. I'm jealous. I kind of wanted. I thought about. I had some friends from Full Circle who I networked with email me and like, hey, are you going to LA? You're in LA, right? And I'm like, no, everyone thinks I'm in LA. I'm not in LA, unfortunately. But I feel your pain. That's awesome. I think it has something to do with Netflix owning the theaters or having, right? So it's New York, LA, London, and I forget what the last Canada, some Toronto.
New York, I think, is one.
Yeah. Forget.
Yeah, Sin
Toronto.
Havoc said. Oh, Toronto as well. Okay, so 4. So LA, Toronto, London, and New York City. Okay.
Skywalker got tickets for 3 showings of Rebel Moon in theaters. Man, shout out to
Or
Sky.
3
That's awesome.
Lucky you, Sky. And I'm
Double
just going to take a wild guess that the other 2 are Sil Abdul and Leon of the New Geeks. Now, no one's confirmed this for me, as I would not reveal secrets that people confirm. This is just speculation on my part, I want to emphasize. But that's my guess.
That would be an amazing reunion. Yes, shout out. I have 2 of those, thankfully, Hayden. So thanks for all your charity work for AFSP, which this movement strongly supports. Okay.
And that makes sense. As much as I hate to say it, that makes sense. Because I guess Army of the Dead was different because that came out during COVID. So I think they're trying to get theaters back in business. But I understand that they want Netflix to keep the profits, which is fair because, oh, interesting. That could mean anything. So, but
No spoilers.
overall,
No
I guess,
spoilers.
what do you think about this, though, Josh? Just in general about theaters getting it at all?
I mean, this is awesome. Like, so Sky, I think, talked about this on one of his streams recently. Like, it's great that Netflix, kind of what like the good Austin is saying, are doing it in their theaters. That means that they have control. They run, those theaters, and therefore they are essentially control of the narrative. Because what we're seeing more and more in this, digital age is that movies, leaks and all kinds of stuff are happening, and whole movies are online before they come out or even the day of. And with it being a Netflix theater, not only are they, I'm sure that, they're getting majority of the profits off of that, which they should, but, this movie was intended for streaming. And Good Austin had talked about, the whole point of them putting this out is to be on their platform. So of course, I'm spoiled because me and Sky and Syndicate Network Cool Table members got to see Zack Snyder's Justice League in theaters, for the first time. But so I lucked out with that, but some other people weren't as lucky. So now it's kind of like the reverse. Like I'm like, I feel how you guys feel about Rebel Moon, but it should be Skywalker and potentially other members of the Cool Table in that theater. So I'm okay. Like it sucks. Like I kind of want to see it early, obviously. And maybe if I find a way or something, maybe I was looking on the website. I was like, okay, there's some seats here I could get maybe. But it just adds to the hype. Like this is a big deal. Like Netflix, doesn't do this for every movie. So it shows their faith in Zack Snyder and his work.
Exactly. And I think the first one's in Brazil, and Zack Snyder himself is showing up to that premiere. So that
Yeah.
would be really
At
and
CCXP, right?
yes, some version of that abbreviation.
That's awesome.
Look at what's going.
Okay. I was looking at the theaters. I'll have to message you, Sky, and see which showings you're going to.
But I mean, I agree with what you said. It shows that Netflix has faith in this, and also it's a way to make it. It's a really good way to hype up the event when you do these limited theatrical screenings. So okay, so this is how you do. This is how you hype up early releases. And what up, Super Bowl Corey?
What's up, Corey? Thanks for coming.
Thanks for stopping by, man. And hey, Corey, if you're in the chat at the end of the show, let me know, and I'll send you a link as well. Because there's a big surprise coming up at the end.
Bat Dan over here doing post-credit scenes.
And let's just say it's going to sound very awful to me because my computer is so bad at playing music. So anything that, like even the Rebel Moon trailer, I tried listening to the Rebel Moon trailer on this computer and it sounded awful because my computer just cannot play music.
Oh.
The intro that you saw this before the show started sounded awful to me, only because my computer is not working properly. When the computer is working properly, it sounds great. Make no mistake. I love the intro when it sounds how it's supposed to sound. But when my computer can't play music, it's just
Well, you didn't put that trailer on your TV or something because it needs to be seen in its glory. Like,
oh yeah, I first watched it on my TV, so I know
okay.
what it sounds like already. Like that's why you're not put like this. This surprise was supposed to be wanted to make a live reaction, but I couldn't do it like that thanks to Acer screwing up. So don't get too much on a rant about that. But I will say this though. This is how you do early releases. You make them limited, you make them you have to pay for them, and you don't hand them out like it's candy, unlike what Warner Brothers did with the Flash movie, which I still think was one of the contributing factors to its downfall. That phenomenal movie that at least Josh and I really loved. I know not everyone in here liked it, but Josh and I did. And point is that this is how you hype it up. You limit it, not everyone can get it, and you have to pay for it still. So Netflix is smart.
Yeah, I mean, it just it's just furthering the value and the profitability on Mr. Zack Snyder, and shows that this fan base shows up.
Exactly, and Netflix has faith in Zack Snyder, and see, this is why Skywalker was smart when he made this campaign that sells the jail to Netflix, sells Snyderverse to Netflix, because Netflix believes in Zack Snyder. So if Zack Snyder's going to continue his universe, it should be where Zack Snyder feels safe, at his home. What up, Also Fresh?
I know. I have some friends. I used to live in New York City, and so I was like, oh, I could do a little reunion. And then I was like, well, I should go to LA because that's where Zach is based more, that area. But decisions.
Yeah, so Super Bowl Corey, the reason for this is Awesome had a good explanation. Is basically it's in Netflix owned theaters, and they want Netflix to make Netflix wants to make 100% of the profits and help prevent leaks. So, because like theaters that they own, they can kind of control it more than the theater they don't own. But or unless you mean that, what I think Netflix should do is maybe buy more theaters, or
Shoot, after Rebel Moon comes out, they might just have enough profit too. So
would be smart. It would be a good way they can make more money. So. Wait, did I miss part of the conversation? I don't think they're in Denver or Chicago. I think I missed part of the conversation. Oh, okay, yeah, buy more theaters, definitely.
yeah.
So overall, I think, not too much to say, but just really excited that Netflix is really hyping up this event, this movie.
And just kind of Skywalker pointed out, like Netflix saw what happened with Tom and Jerry in the Snyder Cut, so Rebel Moon's not gonna be Tom and Jerry.
Yeah, well, I still question how much of an accident that was from the company, because we all know Warner Brothers did not want that movie to be a success because of making them look bad, that it was a success. So
Somehow Snyder Cut is on Tom and Jerry. Whoops. Right.
So anyway, I digress, but Netflix really seems to be investing in a Snyderverse, because I want to say this right now. I called this for the longest time, especially with the zombies being aliens. I called for the longest time that Army of the Dead and Rebel Moon were going to be in a connected universe, because from my understanding, it's the Twilight of the Gods cartoon that was going to connect it, right? The Army of the Dead, Twilight of the Gods was going to connect it to Rebel Moon.
So, I think you're getting I think Twilight of the Gods is completely separate project.
Okay.
Of the Gods. You're thinking of Army of the Dead, Las Vegas.
Okay, yeah, that's what I'm thinking of.
That show, I think, was gonna be a character. I think somebody on Twitter might have revealed it, but a character from Army of Thieves, I believe, possibly was gonna show up in the background. I'm sorry. An alien was gonna show up in the background of like a portal or something in that, and it was going to be connected to Rebel Moon. But also a character from Army of Thieves was going to be somehow in Rebel Moon or something. So we'll see.
Okay, and that's interesting what Neo says. Because they're doing it for a week, that's how they can get awards. So
Yeah, and I'm wondering, like Zack Snyder, just visionary director. So we'll see what kind of production awards or, who knows? Maybe the writing might get nominated, but you never know.
yeah, we got to keep the hype up, people. But
Got
so it's not less of a connected universe and more of like a kind of like a connected multiverse. It seems like it's more like it's still like another. It sounds like the way Zach has described it, that's really like another universe, but it's like in the same multiverse. Like the Rebel Moon universe exists in the Army of the Dead universe and vice versa. So
Oh,
that's why it's still
yeah.
dual. So but that's still really cool that Zach is connecting his different projects. And I think one thing this can also do is because let's be honest here, Rebel or Army of the Dead was kind of more of a niche film than my God, I cannot talk today. Army of the Dead was more of a niche film than Rebel Moon. So I I think there will be a lot more general audience interested in Rebel Moon than Army of the Dead. But if you connect the universes, this gives more incentive for people to go back and watch Army of the Dead. So this is a smart way for Zach to connect his projects, but at the same time, he's not requiring it. He's not making it right now that you have to see Army of the Dead for Rebel Moon to make sense. So this is a really good way that Zach is doing it. So okay, so Austin's clarifying this. He said a portal into a bar in space where they all meet up. One character from the animation. Okay, I see.
Mm-hmm. And I, like you were saying earlier, I could probably see Twilight of the Gods somehow fitting into all this as well. You never know.
Well, Zach makes his stuff connected. Zach connects everything.
There,
So
there is a lot of, the Army of the Dead main zombie is named Zeus, and there are a lot of gods referenced in Army of the Dead. Just saying, and other works of Zach. So I'm sure Rebel Moon will be no different. Zach loves
exactly.
mythology. We know that from his works.
That's how he makes DC so
Epic.
yeah, so epic. And see, this is what I love about Rebel Moon. It's like a way to kind of like bring like the Star Wars and the DC fans and us together, and that's
And I feel it. I'm sensing, like Skywalker was kind of talking about, yesterday, calling out some of the trades who are avoiding covering this property. But I'm sensing a really big groundswell of GA audience members, but also Star Wars fans who are disenfranchised by stuff that has come out recently. So I think that, we're DC. If we're DC fans, we already, if we're real DC fans, we're already Zack Snyder fans. So be united, I'm sure, this
actually
December.
just give me. Sorry, I always do this with my shows. Like sometimes as the conversation goes, I'm like, let's add another topic because you brought up something that I really kind of want to discuss towards the end. And so this will kind of be our first kind of direct trailer related topic. So as you know, I kept saying this is a Star Wars show. Space-Tastic Discussions is a Star Wars show. So why is my first topic not Star Wars? Like Rebel Moon Star Wars? What could that be? So, as we said earlier, oh, okay, yeah.
Yep, that's true.
Yep. I remember that. And so basically, again, Zack Snyder had a pitch for Star Wars. Lucasfilm turned it down, so he turned it into Netflix for an original IP. But just watching that trailer, one, they have freaking lightsabers or light sword or laser swords is I guess going to be the official term, or that's the generic term. But let's be honest here, people are going to call them lightsabers whether they call it that in the movie or not. Was that in
Like,
this? That was in this trailer too, right? Because I know the first trailer definitely had it, but I thought I saw it in this
oh yeah, yeah.
trailer.
And even there were some new clips in like the trailer teaser for the trailer.
So yeah, and that's one way, but also too, they talk about it was like the motherhood is what they called it. That's like their empire basically, because I mean you have a girl. Okay, first of all, this girl's on a farm, first of all. Sophia's character is on a literal farm. Like, does that sound familiar? Like a certain
It's a wheat farm,
oops.
apparently. Like lightsabers are biased. Yep.
So another similarity to Star Wars, and then also an empire, basically. The mother. That's why I'm glad I have the Wikipedia page up right now. The mother world, basically. They were talking about soldiers from the mother world, the clearly corrupt empire. So right there, you already have a Star Wars connection, let alone the fact that this is another galaxy and space adventures. So, like, the Star Wars connection is right there. I mean, it's clear as day that this is a Star Wars, like, ish movie. I guess, what do you say to that, Josh?
So, to be perfectly honest with you, like, I don't know how many literary scholars we have in the chat here, but, from my understanding, most people are going to correlate this movie as Star Wars, right? Or rip off of Star Wars or whatever, Zack Snyder Star Wars. This is like the thing about Zack Snyder, as we talked about. Zack is all about mythology, world building. He loves these old, timey, epic tales. And what Star Wars followed was Joseph Campbell's A Hero's Journey. Star Wars is our most well-known model of what the classic hero's journey is. I actually learned about this in 6th grade English class. And I'll be perfectly honest with you. Before that, I had never seen Star Wars. My family never really raised me. They were more Batman fans and Superman fans, and then I became in the comic book world. But I wasn't ever shown Star Wars or that wasn't ever accessible to me until I was like in middle school. So for me, like as somebody who learned about that Joseph Campbell, archetype, Star Wars has an archetype. Luke Skywalker is, spoiled kid, and somebody who's not a soldier, not a warrior, but there is a call to action. Something happens to him, where his aunt and uncle are, taken out by the Empire. And there was a call to action for him to go on this grand journey and transformative journey, right? So for me, I see it as, when people criticize it as this is ripping off Star Wars. No. This is Zack following Joseph Campbell's hero's journey, but also, is it inspired by Star Wars? Of course it is. That was the main motivation for Zack Snyder to be a filmmaker. Apparently he was watching making of documentaries on how the original trilogy was made, which inspired him to pick up a camera and start, getting into movie making. So of course it's all kind of like, symbiotic, if I would say.
Exactly. And maybe it would have been a little more symbiotic if Lucasfilm didn't turn him down, but I think it'll end up working out for the best. Because I mean, we both liked Ahsoka, but there was definitely some other stuff that has not been so great with Lucasfilm. So again, we're not blind Disney haters. We're not blind Fandom Menace, aka fake Star Wars fans. And yes, I'm calling you the Fandom Menace fake Star Wars fans. But at the same time, we're not going to blindly say Disney does everything right too. And Zack would have been held back by Disney. That's just what would have happened. Because even if let's say Lucasfilm was like perfect, doing everything great, the reality is Zack would have to obey certain aspects of the mythology because he couldn't step on too many toes because he can't, like, for example, have the main character take down the Empire. That couldn't happen. So by this being an original IP, Zack can do whatever he wants with the characters. He can have, if he wants Sophia Boutella, that's her name, right? Sophia Boutella, to take down the main character, or take down the Empire, he can do that. He can, or the motherhood, I should say, but like same thing.
Yeah.
So I think even Deborah Snyder, I think, even said she was glad that Lucasfilm turned Zack down.
Oh yeah, he would have had handcuffs on, and after what went on with, BVS and Justice League and everything, like we don't want Zach to be handcuffed, you know, and so that's why we're putting all of our energy into this platform of Netflix. So, yep, it's gonna be Zack Snyder Unchained, baby. And here's the thing: like, I don't know if anybody remembers that Russo brothers Pizza Film School interview where the Russo brothers sat down with Zack Snyder. He was essentially asked a question about, you know, working for Disney Star Wars or something about the Star Wars fandom that inside of him. And he was like, well, are you talking about Star Wars then or Star Wars now? And in my opinion, I kind of saw Zach, you know, he was kind of just basically a little bit of shady because, you know, he's a fan. Zack Snyder is a fan. He's, from what I understand, he still watches what Disney's putting out to this day. But you can kind of tell in his response of that Pizza Film School that, you know, it's just not really what he as a Star Wars fan probably wants to see. And I think a lot of people relate to Zack Snyder in that way. So he's like, you know what? I won't make Star Wars. I'll make my own universe, a Snyderverse, and it'll be on Netflix.
Yeah, and it's funny. We were gonna say I was thinking Army of the Dead and Rebel Moon were two Snyderverses, but maybe one. Well, I mean, I guess if it is a separate universe, I guess you could still say two Snyderverses, but hopefully three very soon. And Corey, by the way, who is the Zach you speak of? I don't know any Zack Zach that has anything to do with Rebel Moon. I know a Zach as in Zack, but not a Zach. So
he's probably spelling his birth name. I'll give Super Bro Corey a little pass. His name is Zachary. So
but that's not the name that's not what he goes by. Oh, sure. And by the
oh,
way,
that's
Corey, after this stream, I'm gonna check out your and Trey's Rebel Moon trailer reaction as well, because as a rule, whenever I do my own stuff, I never watch other people's stuff first because I don't want to get other ideas in my head. But now that we're doing this stream, I'm gonna definitely check. I'm gonna comment and I'm gonna troll Trey probably. So, which too bad Trey's not in the chat because I want to talk to him all about snakes right now because Trey at the Bat Channel loves snakes. Apparently, he just
I've
cannot
heard.
stop talking about snakes. Like, just
I have
send
heard.
him. So overall, like, yeah, this is definitely Zach's version of Star Wars, but it's its own thing. And the reality is, if there's any similarities, people are going to compare it. Like, people call Dune a Star Wars ripoff, but didn't Dune technically come before Star Wars?
Yeah, I mean, it's literally, it was a book written that inspired Star Wars because George Lucas, you know, he was a big Flash Gordon fan, apparently, if anybody's familiar with that IP. And so they wouldn't let him make Flash Gordon. So he's like, fine, I'll make my own thing. So it's funny how, like, there's, like, you know, history repeats itself in a weird way. Yeah.
Exactly.
Lizzo and Jack Black. I love that, Hayden.
Oh, God. The only thing I think the one good thing Zach would do if he was in Disney Star Wars, or the one advantage, good thing for Zach, as opposed to what Zach would do, but good thing for Zach is that Zach would have a chance to give justice for Fives, because I feel Zach would give my boy Fives some justice. Justice for Fives, again.
Yeah,
I know I'm
think
going to
Zach
say this in all...
Yeah, he would.
Yeah, so I'm gonna check it out, definitely, and don't worry, Trey will get trolled. I always love trolling Trey.
Troll
And for those of
Trey.
you who don't know, guys, Trey and I are really good friends, and that's just part of how
Hey, I got
we
that
troll
bat
each other.
connection. That bat connection.
So anyway, though, so we see why it's going to be compared to Star Wars no matter what, and you see why I'm putting Rebel Moon in my Star Wars show, because it just felt more fitting to include Rebel Moon in the Star Wars show just because of all the connections. So, but I'll say this. With the trailer, though, that visuals, my God, like, the one thing even Zack Snyder's haters say is that Zack Snyder has really good visuals.
Oh yeah, he's a visionary filmmaker for sure. And I think even the most anti Zack Snyder hater would have to agree. Like he makes beautiful art. The man started off his career, basically wanting to be a painter, and you can very much see that in his filmmaking, how that creative spark in him, influences his movies. Gorgeous, like tapestries of scenes that I see, and he does so much work where he's talked about this at Full Circle and multiple times in interviews. He draws sketches of his scenes to show production and his cast and crew like what he's thinking, and that translates so beautifully after post is done with it. And just so some of those sweeping epic landscapes are just, if you just go through the trailer, guys, and just like screenshot and just look at it, it's just gorgeous. It's a gorgeous looking trailer. And yeah, I 100% agree with you. Yeah. And they say a picture is worth 1,000 words. With Zach, it's like a frame is worth 1,000,000 words. I would say.
It's hard to just describe. It's just visual. Like the trailer is just so visually stunning. I mean, there's like another shot of like where you see the griffin again. I don't know if it's actually supposed to be a griffin, but
Banu is his name apparently. Banu, I think it's it's species.
okay,
The black looking bird thing, horse thing.
I'm just biased towards a griffin because I was like my mascot in high school was a griffin, so I just automatically go, but Banu. But just like the way that was shot, like just seeing it, like its wings kind of like flap up, it's just so majestic.
I looked at a lot of trailer reactions, and a lot of people when that part happened were like, "Ooh!" Like it was just very awe-inspiring just to see that creature. There's gonna be like, I think he held back a lot showing like these other species. So that's what I'm excited for the next little clip or whatnot, because there's gonna be a lot of things that we're not expecting reveals, I would say. Yeah, like a griffin, right?
So, like, it is are they actually going to say it's a type of griffin in Rebel Moon? You mean Sin Havoc? Let me know.
I'm sure it's like inspired by.
Yep, haters are going to hate no matter what. And
it's okay. We eating good over here. We're getting fed. It's going to be a Christmas feast.
This is why we have mods in the chat, though, because haters going to hate, but I know my mods will take care of the haters. So,
and
you know who you are?
What Osa is saying is true. Like these screenings, which is why I'm jealous. If they're gonna be in 70 millimeter, like guys, like seeing Zack Snyder's Justice League, we've all seen it, right? But seeing it, like Sky was lucky enough to see it with me on IMAX on a screen that was specially formatted and rotated to a point. Like apparently they modded this IMAX screen to like basically be tilted towards us. So when we saw like his dark side come onto the frame, it was all encompassing and it was thunderous in that theater. So I can only imagine what these special theaters might do for Zack Snyder. So yeah, Skywalker, everyone who got tickets, y'all are in for a treat. It's gonna be IMAX, 70 millimeter.
Fair enough. And that's why I'm really excited. I guess, were there's any particular visual shots that just look great to you?
Oh yeah, I mean, just from the teaser trailer, when you see Cora just like that scene where she has the gun, it's a flashback with her short hair when she's working with the Imperium. The lens flare of the gun, like Zach talked about how they had to create like a special device to make the flare pop in the scene. And so I noticed that when it was like the 15-second trailer before we actually got the trailer on Sunday. And so seeing it, in the full trailer, I was like, ooh. Of course, the scene with Darian Blood Axe, Ray Fisher, Cyborg himself.
Oh my God. Yeah, that shot where Blood Axe is running and stabs that machine. And again, if I did not know that was Ray Fisher, I never would have, like, I would not look at that trailer and be like, that's Ray Fisher. Again, it's like me as the zombie. They do such a good job with the costume and the makeup that the only way you recognize it is if people tell you. And in this case, it's a compliment that it looks so good. And
I agree.
That shot.
And of course, the Banu, or when Tarok is writing it, that creature design is going to be that's the thing I'm talking about when I say like, getting awards, because the VFX department just not Zach works with the best, as we've seen. And he seems to treat his staff well that are working on his VFX, because they continue with him on all kinds of projects. So we are in for a visual treat for sure.
Definitely. And this was a great transition, though, is that, it's funny. People say that Sky's campaign to sell ZHDL to Netflix won't work because it's too expensive. Like, the amount of effects you need for a big superhero franchise, it's way, way too much for Netflix to afford. Netflix could not possibly afford that. And look at the trailer for this movie. Like, that looks like expensive shit that I'm seeing. Like, that looks very expensive, but Zack Snyder works within a budget. And this is why I love, like, this is another great thing about Zack Snyder, is that he can he can get a very low effects budget and he makes it work. I, I mean, again, I don't use Zack Snyder's Justice League as an example because it had a budget to be in theaters because it was going to be in theaters at one point. But so I get you can't use that as a streaming movie example for that reason. But this movie right here, I mean, this is a Star Wars-ish movie. I mean, this is. For effects wise, this should be like Star Wars level effects, and it all looks so good. Like, it looks no bad CGI, and Zach makes good with practical effects too. Like the Banu, the Banab, the Griffin. I like that. My God, that looks so real.
Mm-hmm. And just seeing, like I said, reactions shows me that that's going to be something that kind of captures GA audience members' imagination. I think something new, because there's kind of like a fantasy element to that as well. Sky.
Oh, really?
Sky might have been seeing some stuff. All right.
And Zack Snyder is today's George Lucas. Yep. And
Yeah, 100%.
I'm just saying, it'd be very meta because we know Zack Snyder's not going to direct every single Rebel Moon project. He's going to have to delegate spin-offs to other people. I'm just saying, I would love it if Zack Snyder brought on George Lucas to direct one of the spin-offs. And better yet, if that spin-off had Mark Hamill and Harrison Ford in it. Could you just imagine?
That would be poetic, to say the least. At least some type of reunion. That would be amazing. Yeah, like Zach, Zach stretched that Netflix dollar, which I think makes Netflix be like, I wonder if you could do this with any other project, Zach.
Cavill shot first. Yep, and for those of you who don't know, the great late Mikey Sutton said that Henry Cavill was going to be a Han Solo type character. Hashtag MV4E. But so Cavill shot first because Han did shoot first. And Hamill and Ford would play aliens? Probably. I mean, technically speaking, they're all aliens because they're not from Earth. But yeah, I get what you mean. Oh, yeah, in
Awesome.
Phantom Menace, they did refer to Anakin as a human, so what do I know?
Oh wow, yeah, like Zach. I'm sure he's making those execs and finance offices being like, "All right, this Zack Snyder guy. I think we're gonna invest in him a little more on this platform for the future."
Exactly. I guess any particular shots that stood out to you, Josh, were like, oh my God, how could how could Netflix afford that? I can't believe that this looks so good.
I saw on Twitter there's like a shot of like what do you call it? Just in space of looks like asteroids, and that was just like beautiful to look at. Just screen grabs of that. I saw some screen grabs on Twitter, and also the battle that I think, I'm not sure, but it looks like a bunch of Jimmies are like in a war zone fighting each other, or robots, or some kind of battle. So I saw screen grabs of those, and I was just kind of like, ooh, like seeing it in the trailer is cool, but just like looking at it and kind of studying the frame, like Skywalker was talking about, has been, interesting as well. What else? I'm trying to get a lot of the images are in my mind are from the actual teaser trailer. So I'm trying not to get them mixed up because I've watched that so much already that those are in my mind. The new trailer is fresh in my mind, but I think when I'm like thinking about it, I sometimes get the teaser frames
Yeah,
and the new
I
one.
do that too. I know
But
exactly what you're talking about.
yeah, no, just all the battle scenes, all the action scenes. Someone mentioned in the chat the scene of like what appears to be like a birthing pod or maybe the equivalent of a Bacta tank. That was really interesting to look at because it looks like General Atticus Noble, the villain, played by Francis himself from Deadpool, Ed Skrein. It looks like him, I think, in a like kind of in a cradled position in like a birthing pod or something, a Superman birthing matrix or something. So that was really interesting.
Just again, like it doesn't. I mean, it looks like a theatrical movie. Like if I saw this, I could believe this was a theatrical movie. Netflix has its budget.
Oh yeah, and Netflix, they've put a lot of faith behind this filmmaker because they know he's delivered already for them. So they're like, yeah, keep doing this. Show results. Okay, yeah, like it looked like it. Like I'm kind of like wondering, is that how we introduced to that character, or does something happen to him and then he's put back in that, or something? So it'll be interesting to see Sin Havoc.
Oh yeah, it'll definitely be very interesting just to see how all this stuff plays out and just how it really looks. I mean, luckily I got my 4K 72-inch. I think it's around that
Ooh,
TV.
72-inch. All
I
right,
actually I won it in a raffle from when I was working at Amazon because there was because we had to put all the overtime in for the holiday season, and for all the people who had perfect attendance during that time, we were entered in a raffle, and I saw that I won a big TV. I'm like, okay, I won't argue with that. So, and it was actually funny because I already bought myself a 4K TV, so I had to return that one because I had no idea. Because I never win stuff like this. Like I never win stuff like that. So
wait, did you have it in time to watch Zack Snyder's Justice League on the 72-inch?
yes, I did.
My man. That a boy. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I was kind of thinking that, right? Good Austin, like maybe something happens in part one, and then homie gets because I've seen, during the Netflix Geeked Week, they showed all those actors working out in the gym, and man, these are beasts. Oh my goodness! And so I think maybe there might be some transformation going on in the movie as well.
And that's why I love Zack Snyder is that he has his actors work out.
Yeah, there's a lot of and he talked about how it plays into the psychology of the actors getting into the role because they're transforming themselves throughout the movie, and therefore their bodies should, more or less match that. So, and it also promotes health as well. So, and aesthetically pleasing.
And yeah, well, sort of, Corey. I do have speakers, but I can't really use them because I live in an apartment. And now I think the Karen who complained moved out, but I'd rather not get on a bad setting with my new neighbors. But
hey, for Rebel,
yeah,
just give him a heads up. Give him a note on December 22nd. Hey, let me have this one. This is Zack Snyder Rebel Moon Day. Yeah, I was kind of thinking, I don't want to spoil anything, but I'm like, okay, if he's pulling from Star Wars, so we know
what speculate.
Yeah.
And another part of the trailer that I really loved, the devil of the music, dude. Like, oh my freaking god! Like that music is so good. Like,
yeah, that's so it's I was trying to find it actually because it's kind of like remixed, it's Children of the Revolution, and it's not the version that's out, publicly. So I'm sure that there was some remixing done. Yeah. So Hayden was actually part of Geek Week. He was, I think, one of the first people. Yeah, you were the first person on Geek Week to ask Zack Snyder a question on video, and they showed Ray Fisher, Ed Skrein, Sophia Boutella, Charlie Hunnam in the gym, and their bodies were like godlike. Those are all like essentially superheroes, or the gods on the pantheon. So Zack Snyder works with the best of the best, the dedicated.
Yes, he does. And
I
that's why I love Zach.
I can't
Works
wait
with
because Junkie XL is doing the music of this movie, right?
yes.
And the first track, I mentioned this to you backstage, is apparently supposed to be dropped on Friday. So not only is it 11/17, which is a big day for us, but we're getting a little Rebel Moon treat on Friday as well.
I can't wait.
I don't think that was a coincidence that it's releasing on Friday. I think Zach was like, "Hey, Junkie."
Zach is smart. He does everything he does is for a reason. So I just can't wait because I love the music and Zack Snyder's. I mean, I guess like some of it is also I know Hans. I mean, like even though Hans Zimmer wasn't the official composer for Zack Snyder's Justice League, I mean, Junkie XL still used a lot of that for continuity purposes, like the Henry Cavill and the Wonder Woman theme. But even the old spin you put on the Wonder Woman theme, like I love that. I mean, I know some people think they played it too much, but I don't know. I love the Wonder Woman theme in
Same.
ZSJL.
It's metal. Shout out to Necron. Yeah, I mean that's the thing. I think when you sign up as an actor for a Zack Snyder movie, hey, who knows? Even though it's a voiceover role, you might have seen Anthony Hopkins getting down.
Oh yeah, definitely, and that's
yes, sir. Good, Austin. This being part of this movement, we are, and I think Zach.
Yep.
I think Zach and his editor. I don't know for certain, but at Full Circle. Duty Dorn was on the panel of Zack Snyder's Justice League Day 3 at Full Circle. And I talked to you, Bat Dan, about she, I think, cut Watchmen's trailer. And that's kind of what captured my attention, as like, wow, this is a Zack Snyder movie. So I wouldn't be surprised if she also cut this trailer and thought to use this music, Bat Dan, because I think Zack Snyder, everything he does is intentional and layered. People just look at it on the surface level, but we know Zack. We got to go deep with Zack Snyder. Shout out to Peely. And I think that song was chosen not only because of what happened in the movie, but it's also speaking, to us as a fan base. Good call, Austin.
Yeah, very very good call, and I totally. And let me just pull from these comments here. So StreamYard is so buggy sometimes. Okay. Oh,
yeah,
really?
I heard that, and I love Lita Battle Angel, and I want to see the sequels, and I'm supporting that movement as well. But I heard this too, but I've never actually pinpointed what he used in Alita. So if anybody knows or has some reference, let me know or shoot me a DM, and I'd love to check that out.
Yeah, definitely. I'm kind of curious about that as well. And yep, go deep.
Hashtag go deep.
Overall, I think it's going to be really great music because I'm in two bands. Music is really big with me, so it helps tell the story. And so now, Josh, I kind of want to reference the Marvels review I did with Socks and Zod Rider. Is if you've seen that review, one thing that I address is that it's like someone complained that men just don't like female characters for the Marvels, and that's why the Marvels got so many criticism. And one thing I push back on is that no, I'm not lowering my standards because the character is female. Females deserve just as good characters as men do. And to me to lower my standards because it is a female character is an insult and a degrading to women. If anything, I want to be harder because there's not as many out there, so it's even more important for the female character to be written well. And a good female, I love well written female characters. And this character, from the trailer alone, right here, I can tell is a good character. I've always said Zack Snyder is probably one of the best directors with female characters. The Amazon fight scene in Zack Snyder's Justice League, one of the best female fight scenes I've ever seen in my entire life. I guess, what's your sentiment on this?
Yeah, I mean, once again, like Zack Snyder, going back to like the days of Sucker Punch, Zack has been like criticized as like, being like, the way he deals with female characters, and people really, the mainstream media, I think, used certain headlines and stuff to judge Zack Snyder's handling of female characters. And we as fans who've watched his movies, we see what is there in front of us. He is a feminist. Zack Snyder is 100% a feminist. He just, Skywalker could tell you, and Sil and Leon, Zack Snyder, Debbie runs SHIT for Zack Snyder. Okay. Debbie is the boss, and Zack is secure enough to let her, as his producer, call the shots 100%. And so I think, as his role model, his wife and business partner, that carries out throughout in his movies when he shows how much respect he has for women. We all, Wonder Woman is a badass character, 100%, and we can see the way he's used, like you mentioned on I watched your Marvels review as well yesterday. Shout out to that. But you talked about how your rant was epic, by the way, because you talked about how Lois Lane, even someone like Lois Lane, was a no nonsense, BA, badass. I know we can cuss on here, so I'll try to keep it a little bit PG. But
you can cuss on here.
But all the characters were, even like, I would say Martha Kent in Man of Steel, when she's being intimidated by Zod, go to hell. Zack, women of all ages, the Amazons in Zack Snyder's Justice League, the female, what's her name? The badass Samantha Wynn in Army of the Dead. What was her name? She was just such a badass. I was so mad when she died. Spoiler alert. But that scene was just epic, just taking on all those zombies in that little corridor. The man handles female characters amazing. And so I think, for people who didn't like the sequel trilogy of Star Wars, Cora is going to be somebody that I think, people who didn't really fall in love with Rey or considered her Mary Sue potentially, I know that Cora is not going to be that. So there's going to be nuance in character development. We see how, in a way, she's kind of like Finn and Rey wrapped in the one. She used to work for the Imperium, and now she's, trying to lead a different life and a peaceful, Zen character. But the Imperium, they keep pulling her back in.
Just Sophia Patel in this trailer, I can just tell is a really good actress. The way she delivers that line, stop, just whispering it very like quietly, like enough is enough. Like you could tell the pain in her voice. Like you can just tell she doesn't want to fight. She really does not want to go back into that life again. But again, I don't know if this is actually what triggers it, but from the trailer, it looks like because someone from the Imperium bites off someone's flesh, which gruesome. And then right after that, you see stop. Again, I kind of feel like that's not what it is in the actual movie. I think it's just the way the trailer edited it, but I'm just going to go off what the trailer did. And it just, the pain in her voice and just like, my God, like I can just, like, this is a really good character. Like, I can tell this is a really good character. And the fact that she did used to work for the Imperium already explains her backstory, how she's such a good fighter. and she like takes down soldiers from the Imperium like that. Like that, a well-written character. That's how you do it.
Yeah. I mean, you don't, like you said yesterday in your review, you don't give a character a pass or forgive lack of good writing because they are a female character, right? You just make a character that happens to be a female. And Zach has always done that, in my opinion, and made them, very nuanced, complex, but also relatable. So I can't wait because she's, I know her mostly from like the Kingsman movie, the first one. I love her in Atomic Blonde. If for those who've seen it with Charlize Theron, that one scene, you know what I'm talking about. So there's, eye candy, also with Sophia Botella, and she's just an amazing athlete all around. So not only is she gonna have that emotional performance that grips you, like you were talking about Bat Dan, but she's gonna be able to talk the talk and walk the walk for sure.
Exactly, and she has like good leadership qualities from the trailer. The way she gets the other farmers together, saying that this is the revolution, we're rebelling. She just takes them down, hands them the gun, like gets takes the gun and says we're fighting back. Like she just took charge right then and there, and my God, I love that shot with her right there.
Oh yeah, Austin. Austin knows what Atomic Blonde scene I'm talking about. So Sophia Botella, woo, woo.
I have not seen that movie, so I would not know.
Watch it alone, Bat Dan, on your 72 inch.
Yeah, exactly. Lots of great. Again, just right. As I said, don't do women characters. Do characters who happen to be women. That's how you. Oh my God! Someone's gonna totally clip that and just take that first part of what I said. I know that's gonna happen right now, and they're gonna be cancel Batman's thoughts. He hates women. I know. Yes, ZSJL2 is inevitable. And again, normally DC is not going to be a big topic on Space-Tastic discussions, but Rebel Moon, again, that's kind of when two worlds kind of intersect right now. So we'll talk some.
Yeah, when you watch Atomic Blonde. Turn it up, but make sure your headphones are on for your neighbors.
I'll definitely look into those Cedar headphones, Oddrider, definitely. If there's any good brands on Amazon, let me know. Feel free to DM me the link.
Yeah, I agree with that, Sin Havoc, for sure. It's a great movie.
Never seen Losers either.
I think he's talking about The Losers, which is a comic book.
Oh.
So yeah.
Not the It Losers, some other comic book.
Yeah, it's a ragtag team of rebels uniting. Yeah, no, thanks you, Sky. Like, thanks for encouraging people like Bat Dan to do these channels, and stream. And I'm very grateful that Bat Dan has invited me to so many of these to voice my opinion, because I'm just a regular person, just like all of us are. But we need to help Zach, get all this engagement as possible, because like Sil said, Rebel Army of the Dead was a lot more niche. And so, it didn't really capture everyone because COVID was going on and a lot of people had different priorities. But this, I sense a groundswell of excitement between people who really aren't even Zack Snyder fans. Like Skywalker talked about his mom. My mom was the same way. She saw the trailer and she's like, wow. She was kind of sad because she saw Army of the Dead with me during the pandemic in theaters, and she loved it. She was shocked. So she's like, wow, I want to see this in theaters. And I was like, Mom, we got to watch it at home. She's like, oh, it's okay. That's fine. She just wants to watch it.
And just integrity real quick, I just want to say, please continue to say that on all the streams I do. Like even the Marvel show. Definitely continue to say that all the time. Don't ever stop being you, integrity. And
oh yeah. Yeah. And I think, and I was like, Zach would agree that, he's just making Sophia a character, and just so happens to be badass. She's a former soldier. So, what's up, South Cali guy?
Hey, South Cali guy. Great to see you.
Congratulations. He also scored tickets I saw on Twitter. So, that's going to be awesome. Can't wait to see y'all's excitement, after that screening. That's going to be amazing.
And I guess anything else about Korra in this trailer that just stood out to you in general?
So I do. Okay. So this is if I had one complaint. So the first teaser trailer, as soon as it started, I had like chills and like goosebumps. And so for this one, and I love that teaser trailer. So for this one, how it kind of started with her hand in the dirt, as referenced as so many other Zack Snyder films, I was kind of like looking at it and I was like, okay. And I was like getting into it. And then that fight scene, it was cool, right? But to me, perfectly honest, I watched it over and over again. It seemed to me, based on the sound effects and what is happening, that scene is really chopped because it's gonna be brutal and R-rated. So I love the trailer, but I was kind of like in that first scene, seeing her take down, the Imperium guards or whoever they are in that little like looking like farm looking place. I was like, I feel like they're not showing us something, in the way it was cut. So my one complaint is like, I want to see that red band trailer of Sophia kicking ass because it looks amazing. But
yeah,
minor gripe.
That's how trailers sometimes have to do it because they can't make them as violent as they are in the movie. But also keep in mind too, it might look that way in the original version that we see. Because remember, there's gonna be a PG-13 cut and an R-rated cut. So it may even look that way it could still look that way in the version we're gonna see on December 22nd, but might look the more violent way in Jan. I know it's gonna come out before Rebel Moon Part 2, the real version of Rebel Moon. Which again, it's like BVS to me. Like once I see the extended version, I'll probably never want to watch the original version again.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah, I think I agree with you, Austin. I think it will be the equivalent of the warehouse scene.
Oh yeah. Like just the way I think it's gonna be when we see it, it's gonna be no holds barred.
And again, integrity, please never stop being you. I always love the optimism because especially after the Cavill being fired scene. Yeah. That and like you still kind of had some optimism. I really appreciate it.
That's passion, and that's what we're all fighting for. Is just we're passionate fans fighting for a passionate filmmaker to finish his story.
Exactly. And well, because Netflix gave this one to Zach.
Mm-hmm.
Oh no, integrity, please continue saying never stop being you, integrity. Put anything I love the optimism that you have. Please continue to always put that in the chat because it makes my day. It really does make my day. Even if I don't pull it up all the time, it still brings a smile on my face to see it see it in the chat. So
Yes.
please never stop, never apologize, keep being you.
Be like Zack Snyder, full of passion. Keep going. Keep going.
But yeah, I'm definitely going to pull up comments like this a lot more on here than other shows because this is a Zack Snyder related stream. And now, kind of the last topic I want to do with the trailer is any other standout moments that we didn't talk about that you want to bring up?
So I mentioned this on Skywalker stream yesterday. So as I mentioned, I was kind of with the teaser trailer, I was like, I had goosebumps. I think I told you this. When I get like chills through my body, that's when I know it like speaks to my heart as something that resonates and pulls at me. The part in the so when this trailer came out on Sunday, I was kind of like more or less just like, okay, what are you going to show me now? And so I saw that chorus scene and it took me a little bit. I was like, okay, I feel like you cut some stuff out, but I was interested in the story, right? So I was paying attention. but that sequence of events where the score of the Children of the Revolution comes in after Sophia Botella asks General Atticus Deman Hansu, I think that's how you pronounce it, General Titus, that massive, the wizard Shazam got freaking beefed up. She asks him uh, uh, about joining him, and he's like, "We are beyond redemption," and she says, "Revenge." And when that part happened, I was like, "Ooh!" I started feeling chills. And there's a sequence of events where the children of the revolution comes in, and you see the elevator open of Darian Bloodaxe and his sister Devra. I
Oh
had
yeah.
chills just seeing, and it was just something simple, right? Just something simple, but I was shocked that that was Ray Fisher. Like, I've seen pictures of him, but just seeing him next to his sister, I was like, ooh, these people might steal the movie from me. These two people, the House of Blood Axe. There's a comic book coming out in January by Titan Books, I believe. So I am invested in Ray Fisher as Darian Bloodaxe. And I don't know the actress who plays his sister, Devra, I believe. But I think them as a pair, for me, I just got chills seeing them together. So I think they're going to be a formative a duo. Cleopatra Coleman it plays Devra Bloodaxe. So I'm excited to see the House of Bloodaxe. That gave me chills.
Yeah, I can't wait. And Ray Fisher's a really good actor and has a really great future, and hopefully we'll be playing another Netflix character very soon. Hopefully, and we'll actually kind of talk a little bit about that actually in our final topic before the big surprise. I would say what kind of stood out to me was it was Charlie Hunnam's character, right? Where the guy he kind of reminded me a little bit of Han Solo when he's like, "Oh, I'll help you out for a price." I think he's kind of another similar character where I speculate that he's gonna be in it for himself and then kind of grow conscience at the end of the film, just like Han Solo.
Yeah, just seeing him too. He was just so charming. When you see him pull down that hood, we've seen that before. But when he kind of just, it's for a small fee. The way he gave that line, you can tell he's gonna be charming. But I kind of get the sense, like I was like, ooh, is this character gonna be a Han Solo, or is it gonna be like a swerve? Is he gonna be like, Han Solo kind of played the sides for a minute in the first, Star Wars movie. So I just kind of got it like, ooh, I kind of feel I like that he's kind of like a gray character. So
Exactly. And Integrity, to answer your question, because people like to hate Zack Snyder, that's why it's disrespectful. Because anything that promotes Zack Snyder, is bad. On this channel, it's welcome, though. On this channel, it's welcome, but that's why it's disrespectful. But I agree with you, Josh. It could really go either way with this character. And
all
yeah, I'm glad.
right, Seal Nation, the Seal Nation section, Sky.
So yeah, I think that his character is another real standout in the movie. And again, we saw the spider lady, the robot
Harmada,
spider. What's her name?
Harmada.
Oh, that's the Hamada, the Walter Hamada character that Zach is.
Yes. And so another standout that I forgot to mention was just seeing Nemesis, the lightsaber badass, as it were. Apparently, that's going to be her main motivation is getting back at Harmada for some reason. So seeing her, I think it's Duna Bay, plays Nemesis with her red like lightsaber looking things. That just seeing that shot, I kind of freeze framed it over and over again. But they look so awesome. They look like, I think Osa said it, like it's more like molten swords. We're calling them lightsabers, but they're almost like molten swords the way they're seen in those little shots. So that was another. Nemesis looks like a badass, so I'm excited for her.
Yeah, I can't wait. And
Showing in
oh,
my.
it is showing in your town theater,
No, I think
Nightwing.
he's saying it's not because that's why he's crying.
Okay,
You probably forget to
yeah,
say.
I figured. I wasn't sure if it was showing and he was missing it. That's the only reason I can think of it. But yeah, autocorrect is. Yeah, so I mean, I know, Mike. You said that Cavill is like kind of the Han Solo character, but again, I think Zach can take. There's different aspects of Han Solo that can be applied to different characters. Like you might get the whole in it for himself, but has integrity for Charlie Hunnam's character, and then Cavill could be the smuggler character. So the smuggler side of Han Solo. So
True. Yeah,
yeah,
I think so. And Charlie's got
yeah,
he's
okay.
got a fan base, so
Okay, okay, that makes more sense. Yeah, I get it. Phones typing on the phone sucks. So overall, I think this is a really exciting trailer. Now, why it will and needs to be a success. Here's the thing with the Snyder fan right now. You know the Snyder fan is divided right now. You got the
I think you froze, Brett Dan. Yeah. All right.
okay, we're back now.
You're back.
Okay, and StreamYard's been doing this a lot today. You got the sell side, you got the restore side, you got the only side, you got the, well, we're fans of Zack Snyder, but we got to move on to other projects. So the Snyder fan is kind of divided right now. But I think one thing that all those sides agree on is supporting Rebel Moon. All those sides do agree with that no matter what. So that's one reason I think it will be a success. Another reason, as much as I hate these guys, the fandom menace, aka the fake Star Wars fans, the ones who blindly hate everything Disney, regardless of quality, and basically, okay, but basically, regardless of quality, they hate. Yep, I know. Fuck StreamYard. I'm gonna say fuck StreamYard. But basically, regardless of quality, the fandom menace will hate anything Disney. So they're gonna support this because it's not Disney. So we got the fandom menace. So you got Star Wars fans and DC fans united are going to love this project. So I guess what are the reasons do you think it will be a success?
Just honestly, just like seeing the reaction and the difference. Like I went back and I kind of looked at the Army of the Dead trailer views, and I mentioned yesterday on Skywalker show, in 48 hours, the Rebel Moon official trailer that came out Sunday was at like 12 million views in 48 hours. The Army of the Dead official trailer was at like 16 since like 2021. 16 million. So that shows that I think a lot more people are ready for something new in this space, and something that they can root for, invest in, and not feel like they're going to have the rug swept under them, like a Disney Star Wars. Like me and you have talked, and we liked the Ahsoka show, right? But there is a lot of people that I'm hearing from that are in this fandom, but also beyond it, that did not, they didn't watch Rebels, and they felt alienated by it, and they haven't liked what Disney Star Wars has done. So this is a fantastic alternative for general audience members who are looking for something a little bit more, epic, and also gritty, and down to earth, but also no holds barred, because we haven't really seen, like, I don't know if you've ever seen the cinematic trailers for the Star Wars Old Republic game, the MMO, massive multiplayer online game, but there's some epic Star Wars lightsaber duels and just content that you've never seen in live action, and it's pretty dark, and I think Zack Snyder will give that to us, will give us a different type of Star Wars, as it were, but also a sci-fi opera epic that we kind of have been lacking in the sci-fi space. So I think, just from what I'm sensing, is that there's a hunger. It's coming out during the holidays. We're all at home, right? And what are we looking for? Something to do with our family, right? Let's put on Netflix. Let's put on a movie, and let's see something epic. And I think that's why it will be a success. Zack Snyder will own December. I think it's going to be Zackmas. It's going to be the year. Christmas will be Zack Snyder's, you know, it'll be his holiday. It'll be a month of Zack Snyder. And I just think that this cast looks amazing. It's an ensemble cast that there's not really, you know, other than like people might know, oh, I know this actor from this person, but you have Sophia as an archetype, right? So you're not bringing the baggage from another iconic role really that she's played, because she's kind of like a character actress, right? She's going to be an archetype, I would say, that somebody that we can latch onto and go on this journey. And, you know, I don't want to get too serious, but there's a lot of stuff going on in our real world, you know,
Yep.
that people want to seem to comment on at every turn. But if you look at this movie and what the themes are and what Star Wars themes are, right? It's about rising up against oppression, right? And it's about, you know, fighting for freedom and not being oppressed for safety, not being oppressed just because you can, you know, standing up for what you believe in. And like the tagline says, there's no heroes, there's only rebels. So we're all going to be rebelling in December with Zack Snyder on Netflix, baby. We've been, you know, the man has shown us he is a rebel in Hollywood and Hollyweird, right? And so we are just continuing that Zack Snyder legacy. We are marching on in the face of oppression. We're not going to drink Granny's peach tea. You're not going to fool a fly over me. Let's go. We're going to blow up Zack Snyder's Rebel Moon on Netflix. Say what I said.
Well said, Josh. Well said. And why it needs to be a success? We're fighting for sequels to Zack Snyder's Justice League on Netflix. How's it going to look if Zack Snyder's Rebel Moon does not do well on Netflix versus if it does well on Netflix? Because if it does well, and I believe it will, we both believe it will, that's just going to give Netflix more incentive to invest in Zack Snyder and finish the arc to Zack Snyder's Justice League. So yes, it needs to do well. And even for some weird reason you don't want the Snyderverse to continue, but still support Zack, support Zack. If you think somehow that Warner Brothers will restore the Snyderverse, maybe as an Elseworld or Universal will want to buy it, well, you know what? Zack Snyder's Rebel Moon doing well will still help that cause. It will help wherever you believe, whatever. And again, Josh and I are on the sell train, but even if you're not, let's just all come together because no matter which direction you believe in, all of them lead to wanting Rebel Moon to be a success. For Netflix to invest more in Zack, it has to be a success. To give Universal, if you think Universal will invest in Zack, his newest project needs to be a success. If you are in the move on crowd, well, you should want Zack Snyder's new projects to be a success. So all roads lead to wanting ZSJL to be or Rebel Moon to be a success. I guess anything you want to add to that, Josh?
No, I mean, that's why, you know, it's smart of this, you know, as members, me and you, as, you know, Still Nation, Mikey Verse, we, you know, are invested in Zack Snyder as a creative, right? And we're Zack Snyder fans. We're not just, you know, fans of this or that. We like all the films the filmmaker has made. And right now, because of what has happened to Zack Snyder in his career, he is working with Netflix and the relationship is amazing, right? So instead of trying to restore something at another company where they're not, you know, the focus is not on that, this fandom is moving towards the smart route, which is investing where Zack Snyder is, right? We are investing in Netflix and we are showing engagement with Netflix. Cartoons and Serial, shout out to Skywalker, the Syndicate Network, the Cool Table, So Nation, who are all supporting that because we believe, like, Netflix, it's so smart. Most everyone has Netflix. Disney, I heard at their recent stake, what do you call it? Investors call or whatever. Bob Iger even said, like, you know, like Netflix is really killing it right now, like essentially. And he's kind of like basically cowing down because Disney Plus is not really performing with their content like they wanted to. Netflix is still the king, right? So it makes sense that this filmmaker is putting this massive epic on one of the streamers that most people have in the world, and it's global, right? So not only that is his other works from Warner Brothers are being put onto Netflix in December. So we as a fan base are all in with Netflix. We are going to be having all the watch alongs for this movie because I know we're just not going to be able to get enough. I know for a fact. Just watching the trailer, I was watching it all day today, Bat Dan, getting ready for this discussion, just kind of analyzing it, and I'm super excited for the watch parties and all the discussions that we're going to have in this fandom.
Same here, same here. And I'm really excited. I think we have a lot of great content coming up with Rebel Moon, a lot of great stuff. A franchise itself and whatever it leads to will be great too. And now, so you're probably wondering, this show was going to start at 9 p.m. Eastern time. Why did it start so late? Well, 5 minutes before the intended start time, Austin had a little surprise. He revealed the intro was going to be done. And now, originally, I said in Marvelous Discussions, the plan was this was going to be played for the first time during the Hawkeye Socks and Art and my Hawkeye review. But since Austin had it ready, and like, you know what? Why do later what you can do now? So we're going to be playing the Christmas intro for this show. So for people in the chat right now, I'm calling out your names. And if you're in the chat, please let me know. And if you're able to come on, please let me know because we're not going to wait too long. But Sox Bulletin, Zod Rider, Neo Sevens, Skywalker, Austin, Super Bowl Corey, people who I saw in the chat earlier. If you're still in the chat and able to come on, please let me know. And if you're in the chat and can't come on, please let me know too, just so that I know. Okay, so Zod Rider, everyone and all the names, check your Twitter. Go on Twitter and check your Twitter because I'm about to send you the link to come on and view the Christmas intro for the first time.
Exclusive world premiere. I haven't seen this, guys, so I'm excited.
I've seen Yep, I've seen it. I've watched it on my TV because I won't really be able to enjoy it on here because of the headphones, music, my computer's music issue. And that's the only reason, because without the music, so definitely check your
I'm excited. I'm excited.
Okay, fair enough, Corey. Thank you for the update though.
Super Bowl.
What up, Zod Rider?
What's going on? You know, this is an awesome stream you guys have going on right now, talking about Rebel Moon. I'm getting excited because I got shameless plug. I got me and A-Pass doing I Don't Get It this Saturday, and we're going to be breaking down Rebel Moon, the trailer as well. So I'm really excited about that. But this is awesome. I mean, you know, this is obviously another really great going to be a really great intro from the good Austin, who's a very talented editor. And my God, man, he can put together some intros. So this should be fun.
And looks like Skywalker will be joining us. So Skywalker, I sent you a DM, so we'll give you a little bit of time, but I'm really excited for this intro because
Yep.
Thank you, good Austin. Yeah, it's been so much fun. It's been so much fun.
You and A-Pass have really good chemistry on YouTube. It's like, my God, I love that show.
Fantastic discussions.
Yeah, it's always so much fun, and this is great. This is going to be great. I'm always, guys, I can't say it enough. I'm always so excited to see what kind of new intros Austin's going to do. I mean, he puts out such great stuff, and you're just the Marvel one that you and Sox have for the show that you guys do that I was on with you yesterday was fantastic, and then this one today, your Bat Dan's discussions and stuff, awesome stuff, man. Very time consuming, great quality work.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
It's really good work. And Sox, I sent you a link, by the way, on your Facebook page. So if you can come on, let me know. Because it's why, because of what you said, Zod Rider. Because Austin puts all this work into it. It's why I really want to kind of make this little part
Putting
of
it out,
because
making it into like a premiere like this is really brilliant. A brilliant idea. I mean, you guys, yeah, wow.
and I'm going to tell you right now, eventually Space-Tastic Discussions is going to have its own intro. I already know the show
Awesome.
that I want to do this for is I'm going to have, if Skywalker agrees to this, I want to have him on for a discussion. Did Obi-Wan give up? That will be the show that I want this to premiere.
I love that you won't that will never go away. That
Yeah.
discussion is constant no matter what happens. It's brilliant.
It's the inside,
brilliant.
you know. If you know, you know, kind of thing.
Yeah, Josh, it's like all the time. And I'm pretty sure that Bat Dan brings it up in every single show. I'm pretty sure.
He's consistent. Hey, you got it. Hey,
Oh, it's fantastic.
So,
There he is. There he is.
oh, it's the Chicago crew.
He's not afraid of the dark. No. He was born in the dark.
Chicago crew reunited from yesterday.
Oh my God, so much fun. So much
Yep.
fun. I just wish we would have all liked that movie. I like the positivity of Josh over here, man. He's always so positive about everything he talks about. I think that's why you bring him on shows like this, Bat Dan, so that he can be always positive. He doesn't have to talk about a shitty movie. You know, like you can.
I agreed with y'all sentiments.
It's by design.
Yeah. Bring on the positive guy.
Oh
Yeah,
goodness.
as Trey says, Chicago thoughts.
That's gonna be a good. Is that gonna be a regular show? I gotta ask. I mean,
the Marvel show, you mean, Zodwriter?
no, Chicago thoughts.
Oh yeah, definitely. We'll if it is, we'll branch it out. Definitely, though.
I could agree to that. That'd be interesting. Talk about all kinds of crazy stuff.
I like Justin's little pizza debate.
Sox turned on the lights a little bit, so I think that's a.
I'm just gonna say this right now, also fresh. So, Anakin believed the Jedi were evil, so he thought those kids were evil as well. And if you watch Clone Wars, you see it a lot more. I mean,
children are not evil. It's all taught. It's all about upbringing and environment. They are not evil.
Skywalker.
This is when Skywalker actually comes on.
Skywalker.
So...
Yes, there he is.
The man.
The man.
Super Sky.
Seriously.
Yo, what's going on, man? How y'all feeling, yo?
God,
really great about this Rebel Moon trailer. And so I was saying, Sky, I don't know if you caught this part, but when Austin has the Space-Tastic Discussions intro, I want the topic, the video for that intro reveal party to be the Did Obi-Wan Give Up topic. Because we always go back and forth on it. So we got to do an actual YouTube debate on this.
Yes, I saw you say that. And yes, I made the same face that I just made just now. And yes, I will do it. Absolutely.
That's going to be fantastic.
We have to put this to bed, Bat Dan. We have to put this to bed. You know what I'm saying? Once and for all. And I'm going to prove to you why Obi-Wan did not give up. 100%.
I'm with Sky on that.
See, Sox know what's up.
Gotta watch the Patterson cut of Obi-Wan to make you feel better.
Okay.
Right, man. Yo, I don't know about you guys, man. Like, I'm super excited for this Rebel Moon film, yo. Y'all have no idea. When I secured them tickets earlier, I almost felt like that fucking GIF that
I can see you sitting next to.
I gotta go to
Zach. I can see you sitting next to Zach in the theater, Sky. I mean, that's the kind of vision that I'm having.
Y'all never know. Like, you know what I'm saying? It just might happen. But yeah, no, I'm super excited to be seeing this film. Just everything in general surrounding it has been ramping up my excitement level. The trailer released all of the promotional materials that Netflix has been putting out, just everything that they've been doing has really been charging me up as a fan. And I'm just really, really happy that I'm able to see this film in theaters with some of the homies as well, being in attendance. So very excited.
And I'm excited for you, Skywalker. As much as I envy you, I'm really excited.
Hey, we're all gonna watch it together as well on the 22nd. So it'll all be good then. You know what I'm saying? We are definitely gonna be doing a watch along on the platform, you know. So be looking forward to that as well. Cause I am too, because even though we are gonna get to see it early, it's gonna be just as special watching it with all of you guys and getting y'all reactions and all that stuff too. So 100%.
You know, the fact that there's Sil Nation representing gonna be at the theater watching this makes me feel good, knowing that regardless there's representation there, and it's in the building. You guys are in the building, and it's fantastic.
3 showings.
Yeah, and that's
times.
To me, I think I feel like all of us are like should be more pumped on that level. And I know for me, when I heard you say that you secured, tickets for 3 showings, I was through the roof. Like, this is brilliant, because that shows that level of engagement that we've all been talking about all this time on all of our shows. We're all hyping it up, the hashtag, and talking about it constantly. So this is what it all comes down to, that engagement, and the fact that a group is able to be there to represent is perfect.
Yo, tickets are moving fast, because they were already adding showings, right? Because they initially they only had 2 showings for the 15th, and then after about an hour or so, they added a 3rd, and I was like, okay, this is getting kind of serious. I need to hurry up and make sure that we all kind of coordinate which days we're gonna go and everything. So I'm just really happy that I was able to get that done, and that we're gonna be able to enjoy this film with a bunch of Snyder fans. But just that, man, look, the hype, and we just had another example of Netflix releasing a film in theaters with The Killer. I don't think that film had any type of impact near what we're about to do with Rebel Moon. So Rebel Moon is, Netflix is really going to get an apples to apples comparison really like right after one another, because The Killer just played in this same theater. It played in this same theater not that long ago, and I doubt that there was this much fanfare. I doubt that there was this much excitement, and I'm just glad that we're really here taking part in showing that there's that demand.
I'm actually surprised that Netflix didn't figure out a way to give this a full worldwide theatrical run, because it would make bank. Honestly, the hype level is beyond anything that we've seen from like DC or Disney. All you got to do is look at the engagement on the Rebel Moon trailers alone. It's insane.
Yeah, right. But I do think that that giving this film to hands outside of Netflix does create some situations where, we've been shown in the past with ZSJL. They was leaking that movie out. There's been all types of things, and I would not be surprised if they had let this film get into anybody else's hands outside of their own, that this thing would not end up all over the internet. Early too.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Right. And so on one hand, it does kind of suck, but I think that what this shows is maybe Netflix should invest in opening up more theaters worldwide.
100%.
So that we can get it in like more than just 4 cities.
Absolutely.
Right.
Yes. For real. Yes.
I 100% agree with you, Skywalker. So, who's ready to see this now?
Oh
Hey,
yeah.
I'm ready. That's why I'm here. I'm here to check out Austin's new work. You know what I'm saying? So let's get to it.
Sounds good. I'll have to put you all
Let's go.
backstage because the way this intro was so big, but so see you all on the other side.
Greetings, Gotham, and Merry Christmas! I hope you're watching Batman. This one's for you.
Laser moon control initiated. Parade override engaged.
What the hell was that?
Hey kids, Santa Flash is back.
Bruce, you didn't get him a gift certificate.
No. Cash.
Yeah, can I help you?
Yes, we're looking for the legendary Kevin Bacon.
We're looking for the legendary Kevin Bacon.
Just set that tracks.
just no way to explain the devastation right now, as the Life Day Parade turned Christmas Parade turned massacre unfolds before us. Both Life Day and Christmas have been ruined forever by...
Data. Hologram. Now.
Really good. Really, really good.
Awesome. Good, Austin.
That is hilarious, yo. The antlers on the damn AT-ATs. I was rolling, bro.
Another epic Good Austin production. I mean, what can you say? Wow.
Yeah, I mean, I even said that get Star Wars on there, but I was wondering how he would get Star Wars on there for Christmas. I was like, there's no way he'll actually be able to do that. I'm like, wow, he did.
That was awesome. That was the epic.
I love the new logos too, by the way. Those are excellent as well.
Yeah, he actually gave me, I have 2 Space-Tastic logos because got one regular Christmas logo and then one as a snow globe too.
Nice. Just in time for Zachmas.
Perfect.
Really
So-
good.
We're almost
Really,
there,
really
y'all.
good.
Almost there.
I know. We get
December
started
1st.
on Friday. I feel like Christmas is coming early.
Right? Oh yeah. Oh my goodness. Friday. Oh my God. Craziness. Man, we got so much stuff coming up. I be forgetting about earlier I was thinking about Friday and then I totally forgot about the Rebel Moon theater stuff. And then I was thinking about that. And then I totally forgot about Man of Steel Day on December 1st. And there's so much stuff coming up, just back to back to back. Man, we got a lot coming for the entire fan base, and we just hope to make the month of December as big as we can possibly make it, as well as this coming Friday. Man, it's just a great time to be a Zach fan right now, all around.
True.
Oh yes, 100%. And wait, hold on. A cell intro?
Ooh,
Austin,
okay.
my God.
We got premiere after premiere over here. Hey, and one reason I'm excited for Rebel Moon Day on 12/15 is to see Skywalker's red carpet fit, because I know
Oh my God, hey.
I'm gonna be looking like some other executives fit.
Are you wearing the suit to the theater? That's what I want
Oh
to know.
No. Not
blood axe.
yeah, right. No. Nah. One day I'm going in like a total Rebel Moon fit, but Friday I'm probably gonna get a little bit more dressed up to go. So yeah, I'm trying to have a good time and enjoy seeing this thing in 70 millimeter with a whole bunch of Zach fans and sharing my non-spoiler reactions with you guys, right? Just our general thoughts coming out of the theater. So very exciting times.
Oh yes, very exciting times. A lot of great stuff coming up, and I guess on this channel we had Chris will be the Christmas season. Sox and I will be reviewing Hawkeye on Marvelous Discussions to kick off the Christmas series of 2023 on Bat Dan's Thoughts, and I'll roll out the red carpet to each of you guys. What's coming up on your channels? Starting with Sky, Sox, Zod, then Josh.
Man, I just spoke about that. Tomorrow I'm gonna try to sneak in a full Rebel Moon trailer breakdown. And then that's gonna lead into Friday. Friday is gonna be a very, very busy day. We got hashtags to push in the morning, followed by a space, followed by the first Army of Thieves watch along, followed by the Army of Dead watch along that evening. So we're going to have a full day of hashtagging and engaging with Netflix on Friday. And then we're going right into cartoons and cereal Saturday morning, finishing out Onimusha on Netflix. Man, just really doing a lot, trying to push the engagement with Netflix and try to keep that the focus. There's obviously been certain conversations that have needed to be had recently, but at the same time, we do want to keep the main thing, which is engaging with Netflix, continuing to push this campaign forward and to support Zack Snyder in the most effective ways that we feel that we can do so. So that's what I got. It's a full weekend. I'm probably gonna take Sunday off of streaming. I'm just gonna give y'all a little bit of a warning now, you know. But even with the rest of November, we got more watch-alongs that we're gonna be doing. I'm gonna reach out to Trey and Corey pretty soon and try to get them on the platform, as well as some other people that are probably on this channel right now. So yeah, we are definitely having a lot of stuff coming in the very near future for you guys. So just make sure that you stay tuned and that you using these hashtags from the sale campaign, as well as pushing forward this Rebel Moon hype just any way that you can. So shouts out to all y'all in the chat, everybody that's going to be catching this on the replay, and as well as everybody on this platform, and especially to the homie Bat Dan. Thank you for having me on, bro. It's always a pleasure being able to pull up and have a conversation with you guys.
Anytime, Skywalker, and I always love having you on. Socks, what about you?
I've been slacking lately. I know. I'm gonna do a show tomorrow morning around 11 o'clock in the morning. I'll do something. I got an idea of what I want to talk about. Something that's been going through my head lately, and it's just me bitching and complaining about things that I bitch and complain about. It's gonna be another Sauce Bulletins rant that I normally do once in a while, but I got something. It'll be my way of cleansing my palate, get this information out that I've been wanting to get out for a while, because I can't stand labels. When people put labels on things, it just drives me crazy. It's just like, enough with the labels. You know, it's like, let people live and be who they want to be. Stop with the labels. You'll understand when you see the video tomorrow.
Sometimes you
Sounds
just gotta
good,
get it out.
Exactly, Josh. Exactly. Zodwriter, you said you have
On Saturday
I
night.
Don't Get It?
Yeah, on Saturday night, APAS and I have a brand new episode of I Don't Get It. We'll be breaking down, of course, Rebel Moon. We'll be, ribbing James Gunn a little bit like we always do, and we'll have plenty to say with regards to promoting Cell, as always. So you'll definitely want to check out the next episode of I Don't Get It. I love doing that show so much. It's so much fun.
And we love seeing that show.
Quick question. Did anybody see WB pick up the rights to the space opera? That was an old Marvel comic.
Yep.
Yo.
I missed it. Which one was it?
Too late.
Hey, y'all. Look. The ghost of Zack Snyder is still living over there, y'all. It is
rent free. It's rent free, Skywalker. Rent free 100% of the time.
They said, yo, all this Rebel Moon hype. Yo, where's our space opera? Oh, let's go grab an old Marvel. Man, WB, y'all better be lucky. Y'all better be lucky I'm not talking about y'all no more, yo. Y'all better be lucky I ain't on y'all head, boy.
We still are. APAS and I are still talking about him, and we're going to bring that up to Skywalker, because WB is crazy. They don't make no sense.
He said, where's our space opera? Oh, let's go grab this old
And
Marvel.
what about James Gunn and his release Coyote campaign? What about James
Right?
Gunn and his BS there?
Yo, where's our space opera? Hey, why don't we use Green Lantern? No, why don't we use this old Marvel comic?
Very telling, right?
Yo, this is crazy. I'm sorry. I'm going back on mute. I just had to point that out.
Oh no, that was definitely a good laugh. And space opera, space-tastic discussions, it fits. It fits very well. And Josh, what about you? Anything coming up for you?
Well, let me just say first, like, congratulations, Bat Dan, on that new opening. That's amazing. I know we're gonna be seeing it. I think you said during your Hawkeye discussion with Socks on Marvelous Discussion.
Yeah, that will kick off the Christmas season on this channel, and you'll see it all the way till the end of the year. Because pretty much the next stream I do, hopefully you'll see the Christmas lights in the background. It'll be dark, lit up by nothing like but Christmas lights like it was last year. So that's what you will see. So I can't wait. I love the Christmas season, the way it looks. And that's why I asked Austin to create this fantastic intro for me. And
Yep.
Exactly. But no.
Well, shout out to the good Austin, because that was amazing work. That compilation of amazing work that we've engaged with on Netflix, but also other things in Christmas time and Star Wars. It was awesome. So shout out to everyone on here on the panel. I'm just gonna be trying to follow you guys and help you out. I don't have anything really necessarily confirmed. I may be joining Bat Channel, Trey and Good Corey this weekend for
Super Bowl.
Monarch Legacy of Monsters. I'm really excited. Yes. I was supposed to join them.
I totally forgot that show starts this weekend.
Yeah, wow. So I think it's going to be out on Thursday at like midnight. So I was like, okay, I'm going to have to watch that so I can be at Sky's thing on Friday. And then I got to do cartoons and cereal. So, and Skywalker, I apologize. Last cartoons and cereal, I was actually at a movie when I was, so I wasn't at home, but.
Hey, all good. We got to get you in LA for this Rebel Moon screening, bro. Josh got to pull up. Man, look, y'all have no idea, man. Josh's energy was so dope when we met in Full Circle. Y'all, man.
I was looking at tickets in LA. I was like, I saw the extra showings that you were talking about when they added. I was like, okay, there's tickets. All right, let me see. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. We'll see what's in the universe. Has a way of making things happen. But so yeah, I might be on Bat Channel's channel sometime this weekend, maybe. But otherwise, I'll just be, tapping in with this community and helping support this movement. You guys are all awesome. I appreciate all the passion that you guys bring to this space. It's important that we as fans take back the narrative, as Sky had talked about yesterday on his stream, because we know that the mainstream isn't going to do it. So you know what? We'll do it ourselves.
Exactly. We will continue to hype up Rebel Moon one way or another. The Snyder fandom has done it before. We can do it again, and this will be the next Star Wars. Thank you all for coming on. I had a really great time. And again, Josh, love the shirts. And Austin, love the Christmas intro. You'll be seeing a lot.
Wait till my shirt get here, Josh. I wait till my shirt get here, bro.
I can't wait to see it.
No, I had saw those, but I was like, yo, I can't go the Jimmy route.
They got those at Walmart. At Walmart now, or
no? Well, he saw some in Target that he told me about, but they're also, and I put that in the chat earlier, they're also on HotTopic.com. You can go on Hot Topic, search Rebel Moon. They got a lot of stuff on there. So.
And they're having Black Friday early. It starts like today, I think. So
you know what would be cool? You know what would be cool, Skywalker? A Cell and a Rebel Moon T-shirt, like a combination of like promoting Rebel Moon, with the Cell logo.
Oh man, that'd be dope. Man.
Through ink to the people.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
We all got those shirts, so hey. Yes.
Definitely, I agree with Zodwriter. And that's why, this show, again, was a great way to bring the Star Wars and the DC together, because Rebel Moon is what brings it all together. Because normally, guys, Space-Tastic discussion will not have this much DC talk, but with Rebel Moon, there's a reason for it was this time.
With Rebel Moon and all those Man of Steel references. I mean, come on, man. There was so much Man of Steel in that Rebel Moon trailer. It was ridiculous.
300 even. There was
Yep.
Yeah, man. Zach cooking something special.
Yes. We're going to be eating.
Lots of great stuff to look forward to. And I had a really great time, guys, with this show. Thank you again. And please subscribe to all these channels. And if you like this video, please like, share, subscribe. 4 away from 300. Hit the notification bell for more unique takes and interesting thoughts. And lastly, have a space-tastic day.